You hear me? Oh shit. Aha, aha. We are live, and yes, we're live. I'm looking at it right now. Oh shit. Oh, I can hear myself. That's embarrassing. Oh, look at you and your little cute face. Yeah, they can see your screen, but not mine. That's frustrating. Oof. You hate to see it. You really do. Papa, can you hear me? All right. Can you see the very rough slides we got going here? Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. Damn. I really wish I could see your face. That's okay. We're workshopping. There's exactly one person, and it's me. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You think I am not used to you think I'm not used to streaming to myself? Do that shit all the time. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the whole reason we went live a little early. So no, we're chilling. I mean, we're not chilling, but like we're here at the very least. So you can't see the chat? That's interesting. Isn't that what the iPad's for? Hmm. I don't know if we get sued. I just think we'd get copywritten. Yeah, yeah. Let's not be that guy, please and thank you. That would suck. I can confirm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I understand there's nobody in here, but when I was first started my stream on my channel back in the day, one of the tips and tricks that I heard was, no matter how many people are in there, just keep doing what you're doing. Kind of like how coach speak is like, hey, we don't care what kind of game they're playing, we're going to play our game type deal shit. It's exactly what we're doing here. We're going to play our game. And you also have to think about the video on demand audience. So I got to give them RA game. So I hope that everyone's having a great day. Hello, welcome to the first 3 and Out stream in over 6 months, right? Damn near inaugural, but yeah, we'll call it the rebirth. How about that? I hope it. Damn. Oh my God. Let's go. Just gonna spam or not. Yeah. Is there okay? Here's my question: why can I not see your face? Like I'm okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just curious. Is it because you're streaming? Physically can't do both. and looking at me. Gotcha. Okay. Heard. Okay, that's valid. Totally valid. I wish I could see who is in the chat. Good deal. And now we wait. Everybody come on in. Oh, this is cool, man. Hey, there's 2 viewers. Unless the second one is you. Which is very possible. On your phone? Okay, so yeah, it is you. That's fine. Totally fine. Is everybody with me? We are in countdown mode, yes. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. You want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to alternate? Do you want to alternate? Like my one, your two, my two? Or do you want to do I I agree. I like that. I really like that because I was thinking about this literally. I thought about it in the shower. Hi Morgan. Can't hear Noah. Sick. Want to do I agree. Like that. I really like that because I was thinking about this literally. I thought about it in the shower. Hi Morgan. Sorry. Listen. I sound like shit. So is Morgan our mod? So to catch everyone and anyone up to speed, Noah has said that he has deep feelings for me. He just doesn't know whether they're positive or negative yet. I don't know. You told me not to turn my volume up, so I can't hear you. He has deep feelings for me. He just doesn't know whether positive or negative yet.
How about now? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Getting the mics working. Audio input.
Not hear you, little blondie. All right, one man show. Fuck it. Noah's here for looks. I'm in charge now. Oh, mercy.
I gotta figure out how to get this fucking thing working. This is very, very bad.
This is bad. This is very bad. I could have sworn I heard you talking earlier, but maybe that was just me and my sexy voice.
Go back here.
Well, we are currently 1 minute and 45 seconds away. Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate you.
You can? Yes. Yeah. Okay. You want to say hi? Hi. Okay. Where is the chat?
The chat. She said, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so we have a couple of viewers. I love this.
This is great.
So you can hear me now? You can hear me? Okay, good.
This is the most professional stream y'all have ever seen, and you're like, oh,
we're professionals. I don't think so.
Oh no! It was behind your shoulder. No, it was behind your shoulder. It was behind your shoulder.
Oh wait, are we going personal top fives or what we think is going to happen?
I thought we were going top sixes.
Sorry, 6. My bad.
Because we only have 40 seconds left. Fuck it. I'm just gonna run through it. Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, Washington at 4, Florida State at 5, and Oregon at 6.
UO. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Or I might flip-flop Washington and Florida State. But fuck it, I already said it, locked it in.
We're formatting this shit. I'm a bit of a stickler for that sort of thing. Oh hell yeah, dude! We got I think it's Akron Buffalo tonight in the snow. That's wild.
Sure, I saw that.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I know it's hard.
Ohio State 1. I'm gonna go just because of resume. Georgia 2. I think they're going to then put Michigan at 3, unless they absolutely blacklist FSU. And then
We're
the
here.
Pac-12, and then the Pac-12. All right.
So Drew, Noah. Can you run that by me one more time? Big Blue, and then who?
OSU, UGA, Michigan, FSU, Washington, Oregon. Reese Davis, that fat fuck.
Whoa!
Reese
Davis. Whoa! Okay, I mean, yeah, you're flip flopping. I can see OSU at 1. I just think I don't know. Like, I saw this earlier this year, and it was like there's just no other sport that is as in love with their preseason rankings as college football is.
Yeah.
And I think since we started at 1 and we've stayed 1, I think we're going to stay 1. But I do agree at the moment, I would say Ohio State has a better resume than we do.
Yeah. No, their defense at the very least has looked the part. And I think they'll be rewarded for that in the initial rankings just because, they've got 2 of the best wins. I mean, and honestly, a pretty good
over Penn State and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Yep. And then Wisconsin being that third.
It's impressive on the road.
It's good. It's good. I mean, it was a good win. Honestly, I forgot they played Notre Dame. Like, that's just like that game made me so depressed at a nationally renowned theme park that I just I must have suppressed it, man.
It's valid. That was so long ago too. That was I think it was week 4.
Yeah, you ever ridden a roller coaster and not smiled? That's exactly what happened to me when.
Nothing in my life to smile about.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not happy. You're up 2-0. And I would also like to point out that at one point we did have 7 people in here. It has dropped a little bit, but
That's okay.
It's a peak. Those are potential followers.
Yep. It would help if we could show the stream, but again, we don't want to get sued.
Yep.
So that's where we're at. I'm not here to get a lawsuit.
Yeah, I think the only way that you could show the stream and us feel comfortable about it are if we get invited by ESPN to be a collaborator or something, which is not going to happen.
I think next we should explore trying to stream one of these on TikTok, see how it goes. But that's a whole other setup. That's a whole other setup I got to worry about, and I'm like,
exactly. Let's get the YouTube stream figured out, and then I think the next time we want to do one of these, my goal is to get YouTube and Twitch rocking and rolling. You do one and I do the other.
Yeah.
I love how they hype up and up and up, and they're like, "Oh, we're dropping the rankings tonight. We're dropping the rankings tonight." And the first half hour is them talking bullshit.
Pisses me off.
Literally, all you got to Kirk doesn't know. He doesn't know. Guy knows ball, but he has no idea what the committee's going to say right now.
And right
Like,
behind him is his top 4, supposedly. Look at that.
if that is his top 4, for those of y'all who aren't watching, it's in from top left is Georgia, top right is Ohio State, bottom left is Michigan, and bottom right is Oregon. So that would lead me to believe he has Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, and Oregon at 4. Which no, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I mean, Washington has struggled lately.
Yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat it. They have.
I mean,
But
Oregon
they
does look
beat
the part.
Oregon. Oh, we're here. All right.
What?
25 through 21. Air Force,
Oh,
Tulane,
shit.
Kansas State, Oak State, and Kansas. Okay. Well, that's really good for the Big 12
My stream
because so if you want to update,
Yeah.
25 is Air Force, 24 is Tulane,
Oh,
23
I'm
is
doing
Kansas
this.
State, 22. What do
I'm
you
not
mean
going
you're
to
doing
type
this?
it. I'm not going to type it out. I'm not going to type it out until, like, we get to... I'll type out the actual top 6.
Is that in the draft? Oh, bro, I can do that. Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, dickhead.
I said I'm sorry. If you would just tell me where it is.
Air Force, low-key 8-0. Look at that.
Low key. All right, USC dropped all the way to 20. UCLA at 19. Utah at 18. That is a oof. So I mean, that's good that they're still giving the Pac-12 the credit they deserve. Tennessee at 17, still too high. And Oregon State at 16. I mean, that's about right. Like, with how strong the conference was heading into October, I mean, they've all had a chance to play each other. They all have 2 losses. I mean, but all their 2 losses came to each other, except for USC. I agree with that. I think I have no arguments with how things have gone so far.
Yeah. A lot of Pac-12 teams up there. I mean, we have said for a long time it is the deepest conference by far.
Yep. Here we go. Notre Dame at 15, LSU at 14, Louisville at 13, Missouri at 12. Damn. Penn State at 11. Dang. I was sneakily hoping we can get a top 10 matchup this weekend, but Missouri at 12. I think it's hilarious how UGA's schedule went from there's nobody on it really, some cupcakes, and now we have a top 12 team on our schedule in November. I mean,
Penn
writing on the
State,
wall.
hanging around.
Penn State at 11. They're hanging around. I mean, they need a freaking miracle to get into their conference championship game, but
Louisville as well. They're hanging on.
They're hanging on. Here we go. Ole Miss at 10, baby. Boom! 2 top 12 teams on the schedule. Let's do it! Ole Miss, honestly, who does Ole Miss play this weekend?
I feel like they play a shitty SEC West team. As they always do.
Oklahoma at 9. Okay.
All right.
Ole Miss plays Texas A&M. If Ole Miss can take care of Texas A&M, I feel like they only move up. They definitely don't move down.
Is it home or on the road?
Home.
Okay, that's a very winnable game.
That's a very winnable game. Okay, Oklahoma at 9. I mean, no surprise there. Alabama at 8. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're in the SEC. They're currently sitting on top of the SEC West. They control their own destiny. I mean, I hate to say it, but like the committee has gotten it right so far, in my opinion. I think Alabama is better than Ole Miss, obviously. I mean, played it out on the field, but it's not by that much of a margin.
Alabama, Oklahoma would be one hell of a game.
I was about to say, Texas has got to be coming up soon. I don't think Texas belongs in the top 6, and they're not. They're chilling at 7. That's good. That's good. It seems that they have given the weight to the on-the-field matchups to at least be 2 slots behind where you were, because Alabama beat Ole Miss, but Oklahoma beating Texas is obviously the inverse because Oklahoma lost.
Yeah, more recent.
Yeah, they lost a very ugly game, and Texas still has the Alabama win. on the schedule. Actually, you know what? What I said 3 sentences ago is completely wrong. Disregard that. Scratch that.
Just take a moment, real quick. Give yourself a pat on the back. Both of us guessed the top 6, no matter what order they're in. We were correct.
We do have the top 6. Good job. Good job.
It's also, there's a clear cut. there's 6 clear cut teams above everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you literally have 5 undefeated teams and Oregon, who lost a hell of a game to Washington by a last-minute field goal. So I think that's completely valid.
Yeah.
And Texas really doesn't have the marquee win since their loss to Oklahoma to bump them back up over Oregon. And I think that the narrative as it stands is that Oregon and Washington are going to meet back up. Now, obviously, depends. But
USC Washington this weekend, that's a big one.
That is a big one. That is a big one.
Big game.
Huge. Some would say. Who does Oregon play?
Absolutely massive.
Oh, duh. And yeah, another reason that Oregon is above, Texas and Alabama is because they just beat the crap out of Utah.
Yep.
And Utah was pretty well respected heading into this week. Oregon is hosting Cal.
Okay.
So, very winnable game.
Say a splattering of Utah.
Yeah.
It's like 35-6.
It was bad. Yeah, I think it was 35-6. It was bad. All right. This is very unprofessional, but I am going to go check on my dinner and make sure it's not burning.
All right, one-man show. Put ones in the chat if you had a good day today. All right, now ESPN's doing their typical, middle of the rankings. Let's see what our talking heads have to say.
And we're back. Yes, sir. Oregon at 6. Let's go.
Oregon.
Ooh. Oregon. Ooh. All right. We're going to see how we go from here.
It would help if I could spell Oregon.
Just say Ducks. Nike University. Washington. Damn it. Washington at 5. I mean, yeah, I get it. Good job, Noah.
I can't spell.
Washington.
Oh, man. Washington. All right. Now we got our top 4.
That sucks. Let's see. Come on. I mean, does anyone disagree? Like, Washington obviously belongs above Oregon. Florida State at 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you're tracking.
I'm tracking well.
You're tracking.
I don't know. We've seen the committee for, this long.
Valid. That's interesting, though. I honestly didn't think that Florida State had the recent strength of schedule to go in over Washington. But then again, Washington's also been struggling. Like, they've been winning, but it's been struggling.
Right. Yeah,
and I thought
almost caught out of Stanford, bro.
Yeah, they did. Arizona gave them trouble.
Yeah. Arizona is, we mentioned this in our video that went up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona is a lot better than people give them credit.
Yeah. Michigan at 3. Yep. Noah, you are the only way that you do not get 6 for 6 is if this next pick is not UGA. Come on.
All right. So we got Michigan 3.
Georgia 2. Good job, Noah. Good job. Kid knows ball.
I know the committee. I know.
Yeah.
Those
good job, man.
Athletic directors.
Wow. Okay, well, there you have it.
Why don't you look at that? Look who got it right.
Well, would you look at that? What a guy.
I went 6 for 6, and
6 for
Drew,
6.
you got
I got Michigan.
you got 2 for 6.
Hey. Hey.
All
Oh,
right.
man. I yeah, I can see Ohio State being at 1. Like, I'm more mad that you got it right than I got it wrong, because I feel like you could hold that over my head if you wanted to. Um,
Well, the only reason they gave him 1 is because the resume. That's it.
yeah. I mean, they do have 2 marquee matchups. I
Yeah.
understand. Their strength of record is literally first. I didn't realize that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule is 15. Yeah, our strength of schedule. See, I don't understand how our strength of schedule is 100th in the nation when we literally play number 12 Missouri and number 10 Ole Miss in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. That I mean it certainly tracks for Georgia to overtake the top spot. Like if they I mean both those games are at home, with a trip to
Mm-hmm.
Neyland, in
Mm-hmm.
between. I think I mean there's definitely a scenario where Georgia, dominates those
Jumps.
two opponents and jumps Ohio State no matter what the Buckeyes do. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah, I'm actually glad we're 2 because I think it's hard to be 1 and hold 1,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the predicament that we're in. Obviously gunning for the ever elusive three-peat. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll agree. I'll agree. I think OSU belongs at 1 just because they have the 2 marquee matchups with a solid win over Wisconsin. Um, I think honestly, like when you look at strength of schedule, I believe we were 100th and Michigan was 110th or 11th. So like not really that much of a variance there to make Michigan higher. I think that UGA and Michigan are having pretty similar seasons at the moment.
Minus the controversy.
Yeah, minus the scandals and like the controversy and the off-field issues. I feel like we're having pretty similar seasons, but I feel like you have to give the slight edge to the defending champs.
Yep.
So that makes sense. I agree. I'll stand here and say I agree with the top 3. Florida
Agreed.
State,
For now.
for now, yeah. Florida State, though. I mean, I like the Noles. I don't want it to sound like I'm disliking the Noles. But let me just go back and look at some of these scores real quick.
The Knowles. They had that one against, I believe it was Boston College on the road.
That was a scary one, man. But hey,
Yeah.
they won. That was over a month ago. That was 6 weeks ago. Let's see. So obviously they have the marquee win, like their marquee win over LSU. They beat the crap out of Southern Miss. They got scared at Boston College. Then they took care of
Yes.
Clemson, which is looking like less and less of a feat.
I mean,
Um,
going into Death Valley, I almost call it Happy Valley. Going into Death
Happy
Valley,
Valley.
it it's an impressive win.
I would just
Tough
like
road
to
win.
say that a certain school that dons the blue and gold that is within the city limits of Atlanta has the potential to beat Clemson this year.
I mean,
If
yeah.
they play like they did this past Saturday, I I would put money on Tech beating Clemson if I knew for a fact that their offense could show up like they did against North Carolina. Um, but anyway, yeah, Florida State. Then they turned around and beat the crap out of Virginia Tech, and Syracuse handled the Blue Devils and beat the crap out of Wake Forest. All right. I'm sorry, Florida State. Didn't mean to disrespect you like that. You deserve the 4 spot. I'll give it to you. And then Washington, Oregon. I mean, Washington is the only other undefeated Power 5 team in the country. So I think by default, you've got to put them at 5, even though some of them have been struggle wins. Um, Winning is winning, especially with the win over Oregon. And
Yep.
Oregon is further proving that they are a top 6 team. So by default, they belong in 5 and 6, respectively. I'm actually not upset. Now, how are we feeling? 1 through 6. I mean, obviously,
Oh yeah. I
you're
mean,
correct. So you agree to some extent.
I knew what the committee was going to do. I think the biggest thing for me was deciding if they were going to slight Georgia again, like they did last
Mm,
year. Um, I mean, got to play the games. We got a few weeks to go before Selection Sunday, so I mean,
mm-hmm.
as a Georgia fan, not worried, but rankings, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess looking forward, and this is terrible. I don't want the rat poison coming in, but I guess in this way we are the media, kind of, technically, sort of. We're inserting ourselves into the space. Um, with the remaining schedules on everybody's plate, okay. Let's just assume that unless these teams play each other, let's assume they all win out. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously that negates,
Well,
or that is, the outliers there are Ohio State, Michigan, Washington, Oregon. Okay,
yep,
but let's just assume that UGA, and FSU win out.
yep.
All right. So if Ohio State goes goes down there and takes care of Michigan, they obviously will most likely stay at 1. Correct?
Yeah,
Unless,
if they win that game, that's the
yeah,
best win of the season.
yeah, they win that game, they're for sure 100% book it. They're number 1 come Selection Sunday.
Yeah, because I
George,
mean,
George, yeah,
they're playing Iowa out of the West most likely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and then UGA wins out,
Mm.
secures 2, most likely. Florida State wins out. This is where I think it gets interesting, because if Florida State wins out, and then let's just assume Washington's going to win that game, does Washington bump up to 3 and Florida State bump down to 4?
Probably
I think so.
because you
I
got to
think
beat
so.
Oregon twice. You got to play USC. You got to play, I guess, Utah still, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Washington State is no slouch either.
No, Washington State is no slouch. Um. Okay, now let's flip it. UGA wins out. Florida State wins out. Michigan wins the game.
Yep.
Does UGA just slide up to 1, or does Michigan jump UGA? Let's also take into account Michigan still has to play Penn State and Ohio State.
Georgia will likely play Alabama. Depending on what happens this weekend.
Georgia has Missouri, Ole
Mm.
Miss, and let's
Mm.
assume Alabama.
Mm. I guess it depends on what Bama's ranked on
Mm-hmm.
conference championship. Because
Yeah, because
if they
they're
make it and they fire all the way up to like 6, and then
yeah, because
Georgia takes care of
what
business.
they're 8 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, because if Alabama wins out, I could see them jumping up to 6. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's assume that Georgia wins out. Then I think the recency of the win over Bama will be a little bit better than the recency of the win over Ohio State for Michigan. And I think that at that point in the season, Georgia would probably just slide up, and Michigan would be a close 2, and then we'll put Florida State at 3, and then Oregon at 4. Is there looking at this ranking, is there potential for Ohio State to go into the game 1, lose the game, let's call it double overtime, and then miss out conference championship weekend and still sneak in at 4?
I think
I
the
feel like that.
only argument that you could maybe have, and even then it's almost a moot point. Oregon avenges his only loss, wins the Pac-12. against a one-loss non-conference champ, I, I think you're done if you're Ohio State. They're going to put Oregon in.
That'll be very interesting. That'll be very because also on the flip side of the coin, if Alabama beats Georgia in the conference championship game, let's just assume Georgia's at 1 or 2, loses a close one to Bama. Bama's chilling at 5 or 6 going into that game.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to drop Georgia all the way to 5?
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's see. Hold on. We got a little chat action. What's up, Bees? Let's see. I mean, if UGA wins out, they'll probably be 1. That would include a top 10 win against Ole Miss and a top 15 win against Mizzou and a top 20 win against UT. And then I'll go ahead and edit your comment a little bit here. We'll just call it a top 10 win against whoever the winner of the West is. That is very valid. I agree. I like your train of thought there. That makes a lot of sense. But I think I hope you're right. Let's see. Ohio State's undefeated, but is playing a style of ball that doesn't always lead to pull-away blowout wins, which could easily forge a path for UGA to regain 1, even if Michigan wins the game.
I like it.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Their offense, they're not world beaters by any means. I mean, yes, they have the best player in college football in Marvin Harrison, but their defense wins their games for them.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, I don't know. It's not. It's a very non-Ohio State way to play football. Honestly, it doesn't pass the eye test. I mean, I personally, as not an old school fan of the SEC, but like I remember the days of the SEC where, 14-10 was a great game. That was a high-scoring affair out of the SEC West at one point in time. So I enjoy that way of playing ball, but I also enjoy seeing touchdowns. So,
dude, it's so fun to watch, but at the same time, it's like I want to see points. I don't know. It's finding that balance.
It is. Whatever wins you the game at the end of the day. But yeah, so guys, this has been a lot of fun. Let's see. All right, last comment, and then we're going to wrap things up. This has been fun. I definitely want to keep this going in the future. Let's see what Bees has to say. Big Ten East has a good chance for 2 teams to get in, but need chaos in the Pac-12 and ACC. Yeah. No, I agree. You need Utah to win the Pac-12, and I don't even know if you need ACC chaos. I wonder if Pac-12 chaos is enough.
ACC, like FSU, if we're talking about at this point 4 undefeated conference champions, FSU would be 4 in this scenario, just because strength of schedule is not there in the ACC like it is in the Pac-12, Big Ten, SEC. You know.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I feel like the most clean-cut situation, you have 4 undefeated conference champions, and you call it a day, which is very. It's not going to happen. It never does. But at the moment, it is possible. Noah, thank you for hosting and doing all the behind-the-scenes action. I believe we're going to get the VOD, the VOD, up. I don't know. Does it upload automatically?
I think it does. I'm not sure though. I'll see if that uploads on its own or not.
Okay.
But this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this. Thank you to all the viewers who tuned in. Maybe we make this a weekly thing. I don't know. Let's see. But we're nearing the stretch run of the college football season, and I'm excited to see it play out.
Thanks to Morgan for helping us with our technical difficulties. Thanks, Bees, for hopping in and dropping your thoughts. That's huge. Makes it a little nicer than just me and Noah riffing back and forth. But again, I just would echo what Noah said. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a